What if I told you that the coffee sitting in your kitchen right now could be the difference between staying strong and independent, or slowly losing the ability to do the things you love? This isn't about expensive supplements or complicated treatments. This is about taking something you already enjoy every single day and turning it into a powerful tool for protecting your muscles and your health as you age. My name is Dr. Alina Serratia. Over many years of working with patients who struggle with weakness, tiredness, and the fear of becoming dependent on others, I've discovered something that surprised even me. The answer wasn't always in a prescription or a fancy medical protocol. Sometimes the most powerful solutions are hiding in plain sight. We just need to know how to use them correctly. Let me tell you about Margaret. She came to my practice at 68 years old, and I could see the frustration on her face the moment she walked in. She told me she used to be the person everyone depended on. She used to garden, travel, and play with her grandchildren without any difficulty. But over the past few years, something had changed. Getting up from a chair took effort. Carrying groceries felt like a real workout. Simple tasks left her exhausted. Margaret had tried everything she could think of. She bought expensive supplements. She changed her diet based on advice from friends and family. She even tried exercise programs made for seniors. But nothing really worked. The supplements sat half-used in her cabinet. The diet changes left her feeling restricted without giving her the strength she needed. The exercise programs were either too hard and left her sore for days, or too easy to make any real difference. She was losing strength, losing confidence, and losing hope. During our first consultation, I could see it in her eyes. She was starting to accept that maybe this was just what getting older meant, and that acceptance was slowly breaking her spirit. Then, during one of our appointments, I asked her a simple question that changed everything. I said, "Margaret, what's the first thing you do every morning when you wake up?" She looked at me, a little confused, wondering what this had to do with her muscle loss. Then she answered, "Well, I make myself a cup of coffee. I've been doing that every morning for 40 years." That's when everything clicked. I explained to Margaret that her morning coffee wasn't just a comforting habit. It could become the foundation of a muscle-building strategy that would completely change her strength and energy. But she needed to stop drinking it plain and start adding specific ingredients. Ingredients that would turn her regular cup of coffee into a powerful formula for protecting and rebuilding her muscles. The best part? She didn't have to change her entire life. She was already drinking coffee every single morning. We were just going to make that existing habit work much harder for her health. 3 months later, Margaret walked into my office like a completely different person. She was walking 3 miles every day. She was gardening again without pain. She was playing on the floor with her grandchildren and getting back up easily. The fear and frustration had been replaced with confidence and joy. But the changes weren't just physical. Margaret told me her whole outlook on life had shifted. She was making plans again. She was looking forward to the future instead of dreading it. She had gotten back something that had been slowly slipping away: her sense of self. Before I share the exact 8 additions that made this possible, I want to ask you something. Where are you watching this from right now? Drop your location in the comments below. And if you want to stay strong, healthy, and independent as you age, make sure you subscribe to this channel because I share real, practical health strategies that actually work in everyday life. Now, before we get into the solution, you need to understand what is actually happening inside your body as you get older. There is a condition that affects almost every adult over the age of 30, and most people have never heard of it. It's called sarcopenia, which simply means age-related muscle loss. Starting around age 30, you begin losing between 3 and 5% of your muscle mass every single decade. That might not sound like much at first, but think about what that adds up to. By the time you reach your 60s, you could have lost up to 15% of the muscle you once had. This isn't just about how you look. This is about your ability to live independently. It affects your ability to move without pain, to prevent falls, and to keep your body working properly. When you lose muscle, your whole body suffers. You become more likely to fall and break bones because you don't have the strength to catch yourself. Your metabolism slows down because muscle burns calories even when you're resting. Your blood sugar becomes harder to control because muscles are where your body stores glucose. And your confidence takes a hit because you can no longer do the things you used to do easily. The effects of muscle loss go even deeper. When muscles weaken, your posture changes, which leads to back pain and neck pain. Your balance gets worse. Your bones become weaker because they need the pressure of muscle activity to stay dense and strong. Even your immune system is affected because muscle tissue plays a role in immune function that scientists are only beginning to fully understand. But here is the good news that many doctors don't talk about enough. Muscle loss is not something you just have to accept, and it is never too late to start rebuilding. Your muscles have a remarkable ability to respond to the right nutrition and activity, even if you are in your 60s, 70s, or beyond. The key is knowing exactly what your muscles need and giving it to them consistently. That is exactly where these 8 powerful additions to your morning coffee come in. I'm going to count them down from number 8 to number 1. Each one serves a specific purpose. Some will give you energy, some will fight inflammation, some will provide the building blocks your muscles need. And together, they create an effect that is more powerful than any single ingredient on its own. Think of it like building a house. Each ingredient is a different material. When you put them all together the right way, you create something strong and long-lasting. Number 8, cinnamon. Most people think of cinnamon as just a flavoring, but it is actually a powerful tool for your metabolism and your muscle health. When you add just half a teaspoon of cinnamon to your coffee, you help your body keep blood sugar levels balanced throughout the day. Why does this matter for your muscles? Because when your blood sugar spikes and then crashes, your body goes into fat storing mode instead of muscle building mode. Cinnamon improves how well your body responds to insulin, which means your muscles can actually absorb and use the nutrients you give them. It also reduces inflammation, and chronic inflammation is one of the main reasons muscles break down as we age. One important thing, make sure you use Ceylon cinnamon, which is called true cinnamon. The cheaper type found in most grocery stores is called cassia cinnamon, and it contains higher levels of a compound that can stress your liver when used daily. Ceylon cinnamon is safer for daily use and contains more of the beneficial compounds that actually help with blood sugar control. You can find it at health food stores or online. Since you're only using half a teaspoon per day, one container will last you months. Number 7. Cocoa powder. This is where your morning coffee starts to feel like a treat while doing serious work for your muscles. When you add 1 to 2 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder to your coffee, you are giving your body compounds called flavonoids. These improve blood flow throughout your entire body, including your muscles. Better blood flow means more oxygen reaching your muscle cells. More oxygen means better endurance and faster recovery. Think of your muscles like engines. Oxygen is the fuel they need to run properly. When blood flow is limited, your muscles can't perform at their best. Cocoa powder opens up those pathways and helps your muscles work more efficiently. It also creates a delicious mocha-like flavor that makes this healthy routine something you'll genuinely look forward to every morning. Many of my patients say that adding cocoa powder is the easiest change they've ever made because it actually makes their coffee taste better. Number 6, coconut oil or MCT oil. This is where we talk about energy in a completely different way. When you add just 1 teaspoon of coconut oil or MCT oil to your coffee, you are giving your body a source of fuel that doesn't spike your blood sugar or require insulin to process. These are called medium-chain triglycerides, and they are converted directly into ketones, a clean energy source that your brain and muscles can use right away. For anyone who struggles with tiredness and low energy, this is very important. You're not relying on sugar or carbohydrates that create energy crashes later in the day. You're giving your body steady, clean energy that keeps you active and moving. And remember, staying active is one of the most important things you can do to keep your muscles strong. If you're too tired to move, you're going to lose muscle. Start with 1 teaspoon and gradually increase to 1 tablespoon as your body gets used to it. Some people also report feeling mentally sharper and more focused after adding this to their routine, because ketones can cross into the brain and provide direct fuel. That mental clarity helps you stay motivated and engaged throughout the day. Number 5, milk or a high-protein creamer. This is where many people make a mistake without realizing it. If you're adding regular creamer or a low-protein plant milk to your coffee, you're missing a big opportunity. When you add about a quarter cup of real milk, preferably whole milk or a high-protein option, or access to protein for repair and calcium for bone strength. Your muscles and bones work together as a system. Strong bones support strong muscles, and strong muscles protect your bones. Many plant-based milk options contain almost no protein at all. So if that's what you've been using, check the label. Look for options with at least 6 to 8 grams of protein per serving, or stick with dairy milk if your body tolerates it. Lactose-free milk works perfectly fine as long as it still contains enough protein. The calcium in milk is especially important as you get older because your bones become more vulnerable to density loss with age. When you combine calcium, muscle-building protein, and regular movement, you create an environment where both your bones and muscles can stay strong together. Number 4, collagen powder. This becomes absolutely essential as you age because your body's natural collagen production drops significantly after age 30. When you add 10 to 15 grams of hydrolyzed collagen powder to your coffee, you are supporting your joints, tendons, ligaments, and all the connective tissue that holds your musculoskeletal system together. A lot of people focus only on building muscle and forget that you need healthy joints and connective tissue to actually use that muscle. What good is stronger muscle if your knees hurt too much to walk or your shoulders are too stiff to lift things? Collagen provides specific amino acids. Glycine, guanine, steel, seen, proline and hydroxyproline that your body uses to rebuild these structures. It dissolves easily in hot coffee and has almost no taste, so there's really no reason not to include it. Many of my patients tell me that within just 2 weeks of adding collagen to their daily routine, they notice less joint creaking and stiffness. After a month, they report less pain, especially in the mornings. After a few months, they find themselves doing activities they had given up on years ago. Number 3, whey protein. This is the most important muscle-building ingredient on this list, and it is not optional if you are serious about stopping muscle loss and getting stronger. When you add 20 to 25 grams of high-quality whey protein to your coffee, which is typically 1 scoop, you are giving your muscles all 9 essential amino acids in the right amounts for muscle repair and growth. What makes whey protein so effective is its high content of an amino acid called leucine. Leucine is the trigger that tells your muscles to start the building and repair process. Study after study has shown that whey protein is the most effective protein source for fighting muscle loss in older adults. The best time to use it is after some light morning activity or alongside your breakfast, not on a completely empty stomach. If you're worried about taste, choose an unflavored or vanilla-flavored whey protein. It blends well with coffee, especially when you're also adding cocoa powder. Try to choose a quality whey protein, isolate, or concentrate from grass-fed cows if possible. Avoid products loaded with artificial sweeteners and fillers. You want clean protein that your body can recognize and use effectively. Number 2, turmeric and black pepper. This combination works like an insurance policy efficacy against the inflammation that destroys muscle tissue over time. When you add half a teaspoon of turmeric powder and just a small pinch of black pepper to your coffee, you are accessing one of nature's most powerful anti-inflammatory compounds, called curcumin. Research has shown that curcumin can reduce muscle soreness and inflammation significantly, which means faster recovery and better mobility. But here is something most people don't know. Your body can barely absorb curcumin on its own. When you add black pepper, a compound in it called piperine increases the absorption of curcumin by up to 2,000%. That's not a typo. 2,000% better absorption just from a small pinch of black pepper. If you're also using coconut oil in your coffee, that helps even more because curcumin is best absorbed with fat. Chronic inflammation is one of the most damaging processes happening in aging bodies. It's connected not just to muscle loss, but to nearly every chronic health condition we associate with getting older. By addressing inflammation every single morning with this combination, you're protecting your muscles and your entire body from the slow damage that builds up over years. Number 1, black coffee itself. The coffee you're already drinking has benefits that most people completely overlook. Coffee is rich in antioxidants that protect your cells from oxidative stress, one of the main causes of muscle breakdown as you age. It improves physical performance by increasing adrenaline levels and helping your body use fat for fuel. It boosts your metabolism and supports a healthy body composition, which matters because excess body fat creates inflammation that speeds up muscle loss. Coffee also supports liver health, improves focus and mental clarity, and may even reduce the risk of certain brain-related diseases. But there are 2 important warnings you need to know. First, never drink coffee on a completely empty stomach, especially when you're adding all these ingredients, as it can irritate your digestive system. Second, don't exceed 400 milligrams of caffeine per day, which is roughly 4 cups. Too much caffeine can interfere with sleep and recovery, and poor sleep is one of the fastest ways to lose muscle. Also, choose organic coffee when possible to avoid pesticides, and freshly ground coffee contains more antioxidants than pre-ground coffee that's been sitting on a store shelf for weeks. You don't have to start with all 8 ingredients at once. In fact, I recommend you start simple and build gradually. Begin with black coffee, 1 scoop of whey protein, 1 serving of collagen, and half a teaspoon of turmeric with a pinch of black pepper. Use that combination for 1 to 2 weeks. Then add the cinnamon, cocoa powder, and coconut oil. One at a time. Pay attention to how your body responds. Some people feel more energy and mental clarity quickly. Others notice their joint pain starting to ease within a few days. And over weeks and months, you'll notice that you are stronger, more mobile, and more confident in what your body can do. Preparation is simple. Brew your coffee as normal. While it's still hot, add your coconut oil and blend for about 10 seconds. This creates a creamy, frothy texture. Then add your whey protein, collagen, cocoa powder, cinnamon, turmeric, and black pepper. Blend again for 10 to 15 seconds. Finally, add your milk, stir, and enjoy. Margaret's story didn't end with just physical improvements. She told me that for years, she had been saying no to invitations because she was afraid she wouldn't have the energy or strength to participate. She had stopped making plans because she didn't trust her body anymore. But after 3 months of this simple morning routine, combined with regular walking and light exercise, everything changed. She booked a trip to visit her daughter. She started volunteering at a community garden. She joined a walking group with friends. She wasn't just surviving anymore. She was truly living. She told me something that really stayed with me. She said, "For years, I felt like my body was betraying me, getting weaker no matter what I tried. But once I understood what my body actually needed, and started giving it consistently, I realized my body wasn't the enemy. It was just waiting for the right support." That shift in perspective changed everything for her, and I have seen it change everything for countless patients since. This is the power of working with your body instead of against it. Your muscles want to be strong. Your body wants to be healthy, but you have to give it the right tools. This coffee formula gives your muscles the protein they need to rebuild, the anti-inflammatory compounds they need to recover, the energy they need to stay active, and the blood flow they need to receive all those nutrients effectively. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 8 ingredients are you going to start adding to your coffee first? Are you going to begin with whey protein because you know that's the foundation of muscle building? Or maybe turmeric and black pepper because inflammation and joint pain have been holding you back? Drop your answer in the comments below. I read every single one, and I love hearing about your health journey. If this information was helpful, please hit that like button so more people can discover these strategies for staying strong and independent as they age. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, because I share practical, evidence-based health advice you can use in your real daily life. And share this with someone you care about who might be struggling with weakness, tiredness, or the fear of losing their independence. Aging does not have to mean becoming weak or dependent. It doesn't have to mean giving up the activities you love. With the right knowledge and the right daily habits, you can stay strong, capable, and confident. Well into your later years, that morning cup of coffee you already enjoy can become your daily act of taking control of your health. Remember what Margaret proved. It is never too late to get stronger. It is never too late to rebuild. It is never too late to reclaim your independence and live the life you want. Start tomorrow morning. Add 1 or 2 ingredients. Stay consistent. And watch what your body is truly capable of. Your future self will thank you.